cannot stand in front of someone like in a meter's distance and just stare. It's not polite. So, but when it's a portrait, you can do this.
I met Saskia when I was in Amsterdam on a vacation about 2 years ago. She had noticed that I was taking pictures, asked if I would send them to her. She gave me her card. On her card it listed her website, and her website gave me access to a portrait project in Amsterdam that aimed to show Amsterdam's diversity by representing all of those ethnic and racial groups in portraits, and it was a very cool project, and that's what gave me the idea.
There's something else in portraits, especially in 3D portraits. 3D portraits have been made often of important people, of rich people, of powerful people. So I thought if we make a portrait gallery with important people, but not necessarily rich people or powerful people, then we can maybe show that those people are important as well.
We were looking for a way when she came here in September to engage people in the project, not just bring her in from Amsterdam. So this was Saskia's idea. You know, artists always know the way to do things based on their talents. So we put her in the campus center. I think that the committee decided to choose people who'd be broadly representative. Joe Piatt representing faculty, an African-American student, and an international student, and Gert, to help students understand the overall point of Insight, which is that we all look very different on the outside. We all have very different experiences, but in some important way we're all the same. And that's why the same clay was used for Cindy and JJ and Joe Piatt and Gert, and you know, we're all the same and we're all different, and how do we understand both of those things? The purpose of this project, first of all, was to engage students, many of whom are not here to major in any field related to art, to engage our Carroll students in understanding what art can mean for all of us, not just in terms of aesthetic pleasure, but ways that art can help us understand ourselves and other people and other perspectives in a new way. So art can bring insight. It's about conversation. It's about not just understanding what your face looks like, but it's understanding and listening to your experiences, and then knowing who you are on the inside and trying to express that with the clay.
So there's a lot of actually emotion involved in making a portrait, from the person making it as well as from the person that's portrayed. I want the person that I'm portraying to be feeling comfortable, and so in a way I'm vulnerable and he or she is vulnerable, and I want to make sure that we're sort of in this adventure together. So I'm quite tender in my thoughts to the model.
I do think Gert's personality came through in Saskia's portrait. The happiness, the compassion, I see it in that portrait. Carroll is diverse. We're also diverse. And you might occupy all sorts of social categories, but you're also just you. And those people were just themselves, and they represent other groups.
There's a young man who sculpted right after me, and that was interesting because he happened to be, a young black male, and so it was kind of interesting seeing the face transform from an old white guy to a young black man, especially in this with just some recent events in our country that sort of played questions about racism and segregation and things like that. So for me that was a particularly engaging moment that I didn't expect.
It's quite philosophical, of course. So these are questions in this thing that I hope students will ask themselves. I'm pretty sure the people that are portrayed will feel it in their gut, like I will feel.
The first piece we've already done, which were those ephemeral sculptures. I know they called them something else, but the sculptures that started with President Nadiger and ended with students. And then we will have students do a different kind of narrative portrait that will delve deeper into the interpretation of the subject.
I'm only starting it up, and I want the students to think of what's happening and why do we want to display it, how. And
I think that's the part that helps us all understand who we are and how much there is to learn about people we think we know.
I really, truly, absolutely believe that art is very important. Like, I really believe without art, without being able to create, we would actually still be running around with sticks, you know. We would not have gotten anywhere.